So I decided it was finally time to make a video. I heard about the Russian bots thing, and I find it amusing at this point that really they aren't more creative and can't come up with anything else. But another thing I heard just over the past couple days was that Brandon Straka is a paid actor, and he was paid to do this. I don't believe that. I think that he's very genuine, and I think that the message is genuine. But at this point, I say to that, who cares? Who cares if he is? You know, I don't believe it, but even if he is, the message is already out there. So, you know, anyway, my name is Mike. I was a huge Obama supporter in 2008, along with my husband. You know, we were very excited when he was elected, and after about a year or two of his presidency, at this point it really had nothing to do with him, but I was doing a lot of research on Monsanto and GMO. And throughout that research, I found out that Obama had appointed Michael Taylor to the FDA. And that's what I would kind of consider when I swallowed the red pill. I love that analogy, by the way. I know it's everyone's using it, but I just love it. So after that happened, I started doing more research on my own and digging deeper and deeper down that rabbit hole. Come 2012, I had already made the decision that I wasn't going to vote for Obama again, and so I started researching other candidates, and I came across Ron Paul, and his message of individual freedom and liberty really resonated with me. So I picked up his books and I read his books. I started paying attention to what he was saying, and it was kind of amazing because when I would hang out with friends or family at that point, I would kind of bring Ron Paul up, and not all the time, but a lot of the time, the first words out of their mouth were the same words we're hearing now, the same rhetoric we hear now. Oh, that guy's a racist, that guy's a homophobe, that guy's a bigot. And it kind of threw me back because I had been paying attention to what this guy was saying, and I had read his books, and I thought to myself, he's none of those things. And another big thing to me in 2012 was gay marriage. And of course I looked into Ron Paul's stance on gay marriage, and his stance was that the government shouldn't even be in marriage. And that blew my mind. I had never even considered thinking of it that way before. And that's really when you can say that the red pill took effect. And I haven't looked back. So by 2016, there's not a whole lot I got to say about the last election. Besides, I had already made the decision to walk away from the Democratic Party. You know, one thing that really sticks out for me was the Berkeley riots, which, you know, they downplayed as protests, but we all know that they were riots. And the home of free speech, Berkeley, the home of free speech, and they're rioting because they don't want somebody to speak. That was the nail in the coffin, if there wasn't already a nail in the coffin for me and the Democratic Party. Of course, I looked up Milo Yiannopoulos and I started listening to what he had to say, and Milo's Milo, but he definitely wasn't the monster that they portrayed him to be. So what I really want to say is the beauty I'm finding in this movement is it's not necessarily that you have to jump on the Trump train. I fully respect you if you do. I love it if you do. That's your choice. My husband supported Trump. But what really gets to me is I think the message is about seeing, understanding, and walking away from the toxicity that the Democratic Party has become. Now's the time to stand up against the mob. And that hive mentality will only last so long before it collapses and eats itself. Whereas the individual will last a lifetime. So, free yourselves, my friends, and thank you for listening.